Hi friends, welcome to Arnav. Today is the 8th episode in the geography series. So today we are going to discuss about the last continent in this geography series, Australia. Yeah, so the continent of Australia is located in the southern hemisphere. Yes, only in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, and also it is the smallest continent too, because yeah, it is only some countries only. Yes, three main countries. Yeah. The continent is sometimes defined as mainland Australia and Tasmania along with the smaller surrounding islands like New Zealand. But normally actually New Zealand is not in any countries. Any continents. Yeah, there are also some other countries in the Pacific Ocean that are not belonging in any other continent. Yeah, they're just floating somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, so the area of only Australia and Tasmania is 7.69 million square kilometers, which makes it the seventh smallest continent. The population of them is 25 million, which makes it the sixth most populated continent. But do you guess what is the seventh one? The seventh one is Antarctica, because it has no people, mostly no people. So next, including New Guinea with Australia in Tasmania, the area will be 8.5 million square kilometers, and the population will be 39 million people. Yeah, and Oceania, which is the part or the region in the Pacific Ocean, is has all the other islands. So I'll show you here. So this is Oceania over here. So Oceania is divided into four other parts, which are Australasia, Melanesia, Micronesia and Polynesia. I will draw a drawing later with the markers. So the area of Oceania is 8.52 million square kilometers, bigger than all of these. Yeah, but only 0.02 million square kilometers got added, which is a very small difference. Okay, the population is 41 million people. Yeah, 2 million. Yeah, okay. Australia is the world's only continent that is governed by a single nation state, that is Australia. There are two other ones, but Australia is the main one. Yeah. If we include New Guinea, the continent is governed by three nation states, which is Australia, Papua New Guinea, which is the New Guinea, and Indonesia. Yes, Indonesia. There's so some part of Indonesia in this Australia continent. Yeah. Okay. It is the world's lowest lying continent. Yeah. Its highest point is Mount Kosciuszko. Very confusing name. I find it hard to pronounce it. Just try to read it. Kosciuszko. Wow. So its height is 2,238 meters. Yeah. Okay. The lowest point is Lake Erie, which is EYRE, if you don't understand, which is 15 meters below sea level. Yeah, 15 meters. Okay. It is the flattest and driest inhabited continent with the least fertile soils. And also, do you know this continent of Australia has no volcanoes? But it had volcanoes then before, like humans were there in Australia, but now they are not there. And if there are volcanoes, it would be a lot more hotter in Australia, because the desert is very hot inside Australia. It would be too hot to survive. So the name Australia is derived from the Latin Terra Australis, which means southern land. Terra means land and Australis means southern, because it's the southernmost except Antarctica. The second one. Okay, human habitation of Australian continent is known to have begun about 65,000 years ago. Yeah, 65,000 years ago. And do you know the last place to be visited is, guess it, New Zealand, which was only found 1,300 years ago. Very late. That means it was not discovered by Europeans. The last one discovered by not European people is only New Zealand, which is not technically in Australia but is in Oceania. Yeah. Okay. At the time of the first Europeans contact, most indigenous Australians were mostly hunter-gatherers only. That means they hunted animals and gathered berries or fruits. Yeah. So until the early 19th century, Australia was best known as New Holland because the first people to discover this Australia was, guess it, the Hollandese. If you don't know, Holland is the place which we call as the Netherlands now, the Dutch. Yeah. So now I'll show a drawing of the Australia. Yeah. Australia is the smallest continent, if you don't remember. Yeah. So now I'll be drawing Oceania and its parts, and also the country of Australia and what is inside of Australia, the states of Australia, like the territories. So first I'll draw the Oceania. So first is Australasia, which contains Australia. Yeah, it's Australia and Tasmania, without New Zealand being there. Yeah. Next is, this is Melanesia, which contains Papua New Guinea. Yes, the whole island of Papua New Guinea, including the Indonesian part, not only the country Papua New Guinea. Yeah. And also the Solomon Islands, small other countries. Next, up here is Micronesia. Some countries here are Guam, which is actually a territory in the the Federated States of Micronesia. Yeah, it is Micronesia. Yes, the country got its name because it is in Micronesia. And these are the dots depicting the small other states or countries. And the final one is Polynesia. Yeah, Polynesia. And also it overlaps with the border of New Zealand. So New Zealand is between Australasia and also this Polynesia. There are also many other islands like French Polynesia and also Hawaii. Yeah, Hawaii. Wow. And next, the states of Australia. So this is Western Australia, WA for short. Next, here is the Northern Territory, which is northern. That's why it got the name Northern Territory. Yeah. Next, Southern Australia in the south. But it's not the most southernmost state in Australia, which is Tasmania. So SA. Next up here is Queensland. Very big. It has the Cape Pure Peninsula, which is the like this thing we see on Australia. It's like a wing of flight. So it is Queensland, and also it also goes a bit down, like South Australia goes like more eastern, and Queensland just goes like this. Next is, guess it, New South Wales. Yeah, NSW. Yeah, New South Wales. And the small capital region of ACT, which is the Australian Capital Territory. Not a very creative name. Yeah. So this is ACT, or the Australian Capital Territory for short. Next, Victoria, which is a lot smaller than seen here. V for Victoria. Yeah. And finally, the last one, Tasmania. T. It was the place where the first Hollanders reached. Yeah, it was Tasmania only. So this is for today about Australia and the drawing of Australia and the ocean a bit. Bye.